Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon Harvey, and I'm here from the Endress and Hauser Career Community and Education Fair. Today, we will be looking over what goes on at this event, such as showing the youth the importance of their math and science classes. Even though they may seem boring now, they can be very vital to your future, especially if you're in STEM. We'll be going from place to place, checking out each event, seeing what they have to offer, and how they can help our youth figure out what they want to do with their future. Next off, I will go to Amanda Parkhurst from Endress and Hauser, focused on the philanthropy. She is a part of the philanthropy committee, and she will be talking to you.
Hi, my name is Amanda Parkhurst. I work for Hauser Temperature and System Products Division as the HR business partner. For CCEF, I'm a member of the philanthropy committee and work a lot with giving money to the community, which is a big part of what CCEF does. So we have the event where kids get to come and play and see what Endress and Hauser does, and with all the other industries do. But what we do is as part of the philanthropy committee, we set aside at least $10,000 to give to the schools as part of our STEM grant program. This year, we're actually giving over $10,000 away. And I know over the years we have given anywhere between $10,000 and $15,000 to the schools. So one of my favorite parts of CCEF is working with the grants and getting to see the teachers get this money and take it back to their schools to do these really cool projects with the kids. Sometimes it's elementary students, high school students, but it'd be stuff that these kids probably never would get the opportunity to do. Working with robots, hydroponics, all this really cool stuff. And then I just know from personal experience too, my kids have been recipients of some of this money at their elementary school, and just seeing them light up about all these different projects that they get to do with their schools is really cool. So that's why I love CCEF and being part of it for our community.
Really great to hear, Amanda. It is much appreciated by your community and everyone around you that you are willing to give all of this money away just to further the education of the students and everyone around you. I remember being here once when I was about 12, and it was a great experience because I got to see firsthand what went into things in the STEM future, what will be going forward, everything that really is important when it comes to STEM. And it helped a lot. I got to see, what I might want to do going forward in my future, and it helped to bring not necessarily joy that I found something, but more of just the fact that I have something to look forward to with my future. It is great being here. It's community driven. Everyone who is here has inspiration to do something within this field. And if they don't know anything about it when they come here, they sure will be leaving knowing everything about it. Next, we'll go to Rockwell Automation, who is currently focused on enabling the transformation of digital automation.
Digital transformation is the collaboration and convergence of operations and enterprise information with unparalleled visibility of cost and efficiencies across your entire value chain, from components to systems, and from suppliers to customers. Digital transformation can significantly improve the productivity, quality, compliance, and profitability of your connected enterprise. In the digitally transformed enterprise, a digital thread is a trail of information collected throughout the life cycle of a product, asset, system, or process. It delivers the right information to the right place at the right time, bringing data together to inform business decisions. When a physical asset, product, machine, component, or system exists alongside its digital equivalent, they are digital twins, linked together so that operations and changes in one are reflected in the other. They can be utilized at any stage, from machine building to production, and maintenance and training. A secure Ethernet backbone is critical to your digitally transformed enterprise. A defense-in-depth approach to manufacturing and enterprise security is a proven strategy, extending beyond the network alone. Effective implementation strategy requires converging information technology and operations technology people, processes, and technologies with secure Ethernet network solutions. This can be achieved by using an infrastructure as a service model or by deploying outside expertise. Rockwell Automation can help accelerate your digital transformation in logical steps using scalable execution and analytics, collaboration and design tools, and connected services. Production data is collected, shared, and then utilized in continuous improvement initiatives. The digital transformation of your organization to create a connected enterprise is not an event, but a journey. It requires executive support and continuous effort. It will transform not just manufacturing and industrial operations, but your company culture. It starts here.
We're back here live at CCEF, starting with our first in-person interview out and around with Emily Overman, interviewed by Michael Parks. She is a talent acquisition specialist in the Career Pathways Activity section.
I'm here with Emily Overman at the Career Pathways activity. Emily, what can people expect out of this activity?
The Career Pathways portion is just an opportunity for people to come and engage with different careers that would be related to that STEM activity. So a few examples is we have data and analytics, we have mathematics, engineering, customer support. So it's really just to give them an idea of what that STEM activity and how do we relate that back into a career.
And let's go over here. Can you explain what we have over here at the science portion?
Yeah, so this is going to be a display of our Raman spectroscopy. We've actually brought somebody from our Ann Arbor, Michigan location where they're going to be doing a demo on some of the product and how that goes back into our STEM activity for science.
And could you explain what the kids coming in here can look forward to with possible careers in STEM?
Yeah, so we have a lot of people throughout Endress and Hauser in the community. A few people in that roles in the tables actually are going to be engineers, they're welders, they're weld engineers, and so it'll just be an opportunity to learn more about their careers and how they got engaged at a young age.
Okay, and in your opinion, out of all these exhibits, what is your most favorite?
Well, I'm naturally going to say career paths because it was kind of my passion project for this year's CCEF. I think it's a good opportunity for people to see just all the fun activity and making STEM something super exciting and something that young kids can get involved in.
All right, thank you. That was Emily Overman with the Career Pathways exhibit here at the CCEF Fair.
Thank you, Michael Park. It is great being able to see firsthand what is going into our community, the opportunities that have arisen, and much, much more in the field that you are currently at. It's a great opportunity to come here and be able to explore, talk to people, especially those who are in this field. STEM is a great opportunity for those who have creative mindsets. They're able to express themselves through automation, robots. They can get into logistics if they're good with numbers, things of that sort. Our next interview will be with Riley Parshall of Codebusters, a high school robotics team, and she is a rotational engineer, allowing her to further go from spot to spot, learning more and more, cross-training, and being the best that she can be. We apologize for that. We had some audio difficulties that arose. We're trying to get that sorted out actively, and we'll get that figured as soon as we can. Now you can look forward to Micah Bales interviewing our robotics teams from various high schools to see what they're currently up to.
Hey, so could you tell me who you are, who you're with, and what you're doing here today?
Hi, I'm Broden Pira. I'm the design captain for our team 1741, Red Alert Robotics. Today we brought our robot Tempest from the 2023 season, FRC.
Do you plan on using robotics in a professional field?
Yep. On our team we have about 90% STEM graduation rate, and I'm planning to move on with Purdue along with many of my teammates.
Wow, that's awesome. What are you most excited for here today?
This year? Or?
Just here today.
Well, we're, as we always say a lot, is a Purdue of STEM, pipeline of STEM. I'm sorry, I don't talk a lot. But we're getting the chance to spread growing field and growing industry, giving more opportunities to more people, and that is just an amazing thing that you don't see in all too many places.
Right on. What would you recommend for people who are wanting to do STEM as a career? What would you recommend them do to get there?
A lot of schools do offer engineering courses, but those are going to teach you the basics. If you want to run full on pretty much any robotics program in the country, as we do first, is going to be the quickest learning method for most people. A lot of online tutorials and groups can help you set up if you're not prepared to do that right off the bat, but it's a global community, so you generally should be pretty well to start.
Right on, man. That's good.
Thank you, Micah. It's really great being able to see these robotics teams and the youth that are involved, along with their compassion and drive they have for what they're doing. Next, a quick message from the National Weather Service. Great seeing NSK, who we'll hear from later on in this live stream. Next, we have Melanie Carpenter, a C9 representative, showing different career opportunities available.
I'm here in the PTU area, the Customer Center, with Melanie Carpenter with Central 9. Can you explain kind of what we have going on here at your booth?
Absolutely. We're set up here and we're trying to let the younger students know that when they get to their junior and senior year in high school, they can be finishing their high school education and jump starting to get prepared for a career. We have 26 different careers right now. By the time they get there, we'll have at least 27, and they can learn all about the career in a deep dive. So it's 2.5 hours a day, half their school day, but they get to study, they get to work in the lab with instructors that are from industry, and then they also get to work side by side. They can do work-based learning or internships, but they're learning and earning high school credits and college credits free of cost to the students. So it saves tons of money, and it also gives them a chance to see if this is a career that perhaps they would really enjoy.
And when you talk about internships, how do those internships not only impact the students on trying to get kind of a work level experience, but how does it also affect them as a person?
First of all, one of the things we hear from employers for any age, things that they are missing are the respect, the integrity to show up on time, to be there every day, professionalism, being able to communicate or work as a team member, to be able to adapt, to think on their feet, and the motivation to actually get out and do that or to continue learning once they get there. So we start with that whole mindset. You're learning, you're earning, continue that. You're going to be a lifelong student, and you're always going to want to improve. Think about things of how much have changed just in 10 years. So 10 years from now, when our students have graduated and they're in the industry, they're probably still going to be learning. And we have very high expectations. So our students have to be there on time. They have to be there every day. We're setting up that professionalism that actually employers come to us asking us, begging us for students that are graduating. They'll help them pay for college in a lot of cases. They'll help them finish any certifications because they know that they're already pre-trained with those professional characteristics that employers find highly valuable.
And what is one piece of advice that you have for the kids that are going to be coming in here today looking for future careers in STEM?
The best piece of advice I would give any student, explore all of your options. Yes, you may have had one career in mind. Check out a couple of others. So we have opportunities through events like this at Endress and Hauser. We have events at our open house. We have tours. We have camps, summer camps for the younger kids, like 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th graders can come to a short camp and test several of them. Don't look at a job simply for the income. Every job's going to pay you. Find something you love, and then you'll be able to pursue that. It will never feel like a job.
Thank you. That was the Central 9 with Melanie Carpenter in the Customer Center.
Thank you, Michael. Some great advice from Melanie, and something great about this event is being able to offer a central hub for all of these community partners and companies that work around with Endress Hauser and the community around them to come and show and inform the youth of what they can look forward to growing up, offer them jobs or in the early stages so that they can get as much training, as much information, things of that sort early on in their life to take with them throughout the rest of said life. Next, we have Brent Huckel down at the PTU Challenge, a youth scavenger hunt to show more about STEM.
I am here in the Customer Center at Endress and Hauser with Brent Huckel with the PTU Challenge. Brent, can you explain kind of what the PTU Challenge is?
Yeah, so the PTU Challenge, just to take a quick step back, the PTU stands for Process Training Unit. So we use this big facility, is what we call the PTU. It features a lot of our instrumentation and other controls equipment that is used to not only demonstrate what our products are capable of, but also the system overall, right? The products that you use on a day-to-day basis, the applesauce you eat, the paint that you use to paint your room, whatever color you want, the foam in your car seats. There's so many different aspects, so many different products in your life that are impacted by automation processes like this. And obviously we use this equipment to make sure the products that are made, are the same quality every time, and we have, good product quality, good control of the process for safety reasons. There's lots of different reasons, but it's really just to kind of give like an overview of what the possibilities are, what instrumentation does, and what our industry overall is responsible for.
And there's a lot of kids coming in today looking for possible careers in STEM. How can this help them achieve their goal and possibly further their knowledge in what they're trying to go for?
Yeah, so the event tonight, CCEF, Community Career and Education Forum, is really focused on showcasing different opportunities within the STEM world. Not just Endress and Hauser, we've got a lot of different brands and companies here showcasing their different technologies, and really to show like how exciting some of the stuff is that you can do. So if you really are interested in, typically people who are interested in math, science, really will enjoy a career in one of the STEM environments, right? So there's lots of different companies you can work for, lots of different industries that you can be involved in, and this is a great place to just really explore and learn what opportunities exist. That's really what we're after, and obviously Endress and Hauser, I personally work here. It's a great place to work, and more than happy to try to spread that inspiration to work in this industry.
And how did you decide that you wanted to do the PTU challenge for this fair?
Yeah, so the PTU challenge is something that I've been involved in basically since I started with Endress and Hauser and been participating in CCEF. So kind of a tradition at this point, and got the opportunity to actually lead it this year, just through some changes in the organization or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. I work with the equipment all day, every day. I have a passion for it, and just really like to tell people about what I do, because I think it's really interesting, and it's not a lot of opportunities that you get to learn about this. So that's what inspires me to do it.
All right, that was Brent Huckel in the Customer Center with the PTU Challenge.
In Switzerland, we have a sense of tradition and we foster a passion for technology. At Endress and Hauser, we combine both. We, the people for process automation. We began as pioneers in the field of electronic sensor technology in 1953. Since then, we have become one of the world's leading providers of process and laboratory measurement technology, automation solutions, and services. As a family-owned company, we have a special culture that continues to shape everything we do. Strong values and principles make us a reliable partner. This one-time startup has long been a global player. Our sales and production network spans the entire globe. Wherever you are, we are not far away. Each year, we deliver more than 2 million sensors and systems. But we are not a mass producer. Nearly every instrument is unique, completely tailored to the needs of the specific application. Our customers know that our measurement technology is backed by decades of experience and the latest technologies. That's what our name stands for. More than 100,000 customers around the world place their trust in us. They know they can always rely on us. We speak their language and understand what matters in their industry. With this expertise, we support our customers in the lab as well as in production, and we guide them on the road to a digitalized future. Our world is process technology. With our products, solutions, and services, our customers gain valuable information from their plants and applications. As a result, we help to make industrial processes safe, reliable, environmentally friendly, and efficient. That benefits people and protects our world. In everything we do, we share a common goal with our customers to sustainably improve their processes. Every day, everywhere. We, the people for process automation.
Great information from Endress and Hauser. Next up, we have an interview with Noah Bales where he is talking to repair coordinator Josh Ellison at Are You Smarter Than an Engineer, a game where students and youth will test their knowledge.
Hi, my name is Noah Bales, and I'm here with Josh Ellison. Now, Josh, could you tell us a little bit more about Are You Smarter Than an Engineer?
Yeah, so Are You Smarter Than an Engineer is actually a little quiz game we came up for all the students to try and flex their brain muscles against our engineers.
Nice. And what would you say the kids get out of it the most?
I think everybody's a little competitive these days, so and then the opportunity just to actually test their skills against one of our engineers is pretty exciting.
Nice. And speaking of the engineers, what do they have to do to prepare for this? Do they
well, most of our engineers they kind of deal with all the STEM stuff on a daily basis at work, and there's always something new that arises in our day-to-day work, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, and what would you say the format is like if they're there, and are they sitting, like, answering the questions, or taking quizzes and putting them down? What would you say the actual, how it operates?
Okay, so basically our quiz game is actually developed on the tablets here. So the question's read, and the students actually have a chance to buzz in on their tablets before the engineer does. So whoever buzzes in first actually gets the chance to answer. And if the answer is correct, then obviously they get to move on to the next question and get their points.
Gotcha. And what did you look for in engineers that you chose, and how did you reach out to them, and how?
It's all a volunteer basis deal. We're big about volunteers here at Endress and Hauser. So.
Nice. And and speaking of volunteers, what would you say that they that they look forward to the most going into this, being able to talk with the new generation of STEM people?
Sure. Yeah, it's definitely the knowledge and the interaction with the community, growing the next generation. It's all about passing on the knowledge.
That is great.
Great hearing from you, Noah and Josh. Next up, Noah's twin brother Micah with Jerry Spindler, an early workforce development manager from Innovation Studio, focusing on creating jobs in tech.
So I'm here with Jerry Spindler. Could you tell me, who you're with and what you're doing here today?
Yeah, I'm with Endress and Hauser, and I work in our workforce development group. So I actually run our innovation studio, which is here in this location presently. We have a new location we're going to move to soon, but we have a lot of equipment here, STEM education equipment, and I work with the local schools and the teachers and the principals to set up field trips so they bring their classes in here and we spend time teaching them about science and technology.
Right on. That's awesome. What would you say your favorite part about, teaching children about the technology is?
Yeah, it's seeing them get excited. Their eyes light up because when you think about science, technology, engineering, kids get a little bit intimidated. Sometimes they're like scared of it. But they come in and they see this and they play with it. And it's almost like playtime or toys. And they don't really realize, hey, I'm actually working with technology and learning, and it's kind of cool. So it really makes it more approachable, and it's something, and then they look back and say, oh, I can do this. And it's maybe something I want to do someday in my career, learn more about this.
Yeah. What careers would you say this prepares them for?
A lot of different ones. I mean, like I said, we do things with coding and programming with robots. A lot of it has to do with computers. Like you see here in this area here, there's a lot of laptops. We do 3D design for 3D printing. So there's a lot of design elements built into this. So engineering and technical work, that type of thing, computer technology. Yeah.
What would you say you're most excited for today?
For today, it's just the amount of kids that can come through here and see really what we do, not just in the studio, but what Endress and Hauser does. What our business is and kind of solutions we provide to our customers and to the market, and how we help the world, really.
Right on, man. Yeah, we're good.
Seeing the opportunities that are available through these early workforce companies and the effort they're willing to put forth for our youth so that they'll have a better future. Next up, John Patterson from NSK, who is an application engineer. We'll be talking about what he is looking forward to from this event.
I'm with John Patterson, an application engineer for NSK. Could you tell us a little bit about what you're doing here today?
Yeah, we're here representing NSK. We have 2 manufacturing plants at our Franklin facility. On one side of the manufacturing plant, we make wheel hubs and bearings. So if you drive a Japanese car, odds are that your car has NSK wheel hubs on it. And then on the other side of our manufacturing campus, we do precision products. So that is ball screws mostly, is what we manufacture there. But ball screw is essentially a product that converts rotational motion into linear motion. So if you look at a CNC machine and you wonder how does that turret move and machine stuff, that's how NSK makes that motion happen.
For anyone who's interested in a career like this, what would you recommend they do?
Well, I think it's important to either do your associate's degree or do a bachelor's degree in one of the STEMs like engineering. Myself, I'm in application engineering, so my background is mechanical engineering. But there's other guys in our group who are electrical engineers. So basically engineering for our department. But there's other people that work at our facility who work on the manufacturing floor. They just have their high school degree, or maybe they have an associate's degree. But the further you move up in the responsibility at NSK, you move up into the hierarchy of associate's degree and then, like a bachelor's degree in science.
What would you say you're most excited for here today?
I'm really excited to see all these students here. It's really cool to see the enthusiasm for STEM. and I get a lot of great questions, and I'm really excited about really how AI is going to change our industry.
How would you say AI could possibly change the industry?
Well, for people like me, when I answer customers' questions, I'm having to do that myself based on my knowledge of our product line. You feed that information into AI, you could have an automated system who answers those questions for customers, and I would spend my time doing mostly engineering versus answering questions for customers.
Right on.
If you want a career where you'll always learn and grow, a career that's on the forefront of technology, and a career where you can dream, create, and achieve, it's manufacturing. Today you had a chance to take a plant tour and become a virtual welder or painter. You had a chance to learn about different career opportunities and the connection between STEM and the practical application in a manufacturing career.
Diversity is great, and diversity of thought makes us even better.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
What would you say a normal workday is like for you?
What kept you motivated?
I knew I wanted to be an engineer. I had a goal, I had a dream, and I wanted to pursue it.
Know that companies like Honda are looking for associates just like you. Leaders, people who aren't afraid to dream and work hard.
As you start on your own STEM paths, I want to remind you to never give up and know that we need you, our future scientists, mathematicians, and hopefully Honda engineers, to make this world a better place.
Great message from Honda. Next, we'll be joined by Trevor Yina from Early Workforce Development, a CAD designer. He will be down at the 3D printing booths.
I'm here at the 3D printing booth in the Customer Center at Endress and Hauser with Trevor Yina. Can you kind of explain what's going on here?
Yeah, so basically what we're doing here is just showing the kids as they come through just some examples of 3D printing and what we can do with it. And this is kind of more the fun side, so I'm showing kind of the sillier things, you know, some giveaways. And what we use this for typically is prototyping in our group. So right now I'm just doing a vase, so just kind of showing something fun. So.
And you said you make a lot of more goofier things trying to give away. What is kind of the more other stuff that you make that may not be on the goofier side and kind of can help careers in the industry?
Absolutely. So up in our group where I work is up in the solutions group. So we have patents through our group. So our rapid prototyping, what we do is we'll test a design and we'll test it. We'll go back, redesign it, rethink it, and do that. So this is important because you don't have to give your ideas out to anyone else. You can keep it in-house, and you don't have to worry about non-disclosure agreements and things like that. But you can prototype it, test it without ever having it leave the building. So.
And how does 3D printing affect future careers in STEM for the kids that are coming in here looking for possible things to do later on in life?
I think this gives them an idea of what you can do with it, but they'll really run with it. So right now this industry is moving so fast that what you see here right now is going to be different next year or in a couple months. So we have a printer over here that's twice as fast as this one, and that just came out. I've had this one for about 5 years, and this is still, it evolves, the price point goes down, and they can use, it gives them more of an opportunity to get one in their house and use it. So.
And what is your personal favorite thing that you have 3D printed?
Oh man, I've printed hundreds of things. So I got into a kick during COVID where I was printing all of the Marvel helmets. So I have Iron Man and Ant-Man and all of them. So those were kind of my favorites, the big prints that you can go through and refine and clean up and paint and everything like that. So those were probably my favorites.
Thank you. That was Trevor Yenna with the 3D printing booth in the Customer Center.
Thank you, Michael and Trevor. It is great being able to see these 3D printing booths and the opportunities that they allow. 3D printing, while not something new, is forever going to improve as time goes on, and it can open up early modeling and even cheaper availability for different products. Next up, we have Christina Cantrell and Todd Alberts from Indiana State University talking about STEM opportunities for college students.
I'm here with Christina Cantrell and Todd Alberts with Indiana State University on the show floor here in the Customer Center. Could you kind of explain what you are trying to do for these kids today?
Today we're just trying to inform the students about all the opportunities that we have at Indiana State University and encourage them to consider us for their college career.
And how does Indiana State University help kids trying to go into STEM careers?
Well, we have various ways to do that. We always have student competitions we host at our university. We have community outreach through things like I'm the faculty advisor for the American Society of Mechanical Engineers student group, and we actually have a corporate sponsorship with a company to do STEM Day activities at local elementary schools for about 5 years. So we also host tours in the building, try and get people in the high schools or even younger interacting with industry-based things, because when they see what goes on in industry, then they can align their chosen academics to that area that they're interested in.
And what scholarships does Indiana State allow students to get who are trying to go for careers in STEMs?
We have lots. So the Bailey College of Engineering and Technology now offers the Bailey Scholars Program, and that's for 50 students that's within the Bailey College of Engineering and Technology. So that's a new scholarship for freshmen and sophomores. That is a whole entire cohort group. But then there are hundreds of other scholarships that the college has for different majors, departments, for the college in general. And then I think there are lots of industry-based scholarships as well.
And one thing I want to add to that is a lot of students don't apply for scholarships because they don't think they're going to get them. And there are actually times that we have scholarships that we don't give out because somebody doesn't apply. So it's kind of like, if you don't ask the girl out, she never says yes, right? Hey, take the shot. So even with the scholarships, I really urge students to, really get out there. Even if you don't think it's for you, apply, because you may have been the only one that applied. Yeah.
And what is one piece of advice that you can give to the students in here who just in a couple of years are going to start applying to colleges or are going to look towards more STEM fields trying to major in?
Prepare your math and science skills.
Yeah, it's definitely math and sciences. If you're going to go into any engineering and technology field, you're going to have that mathematical and, math, physics, chem backgrounds that are going to translate across a lot of different degree programs. So pretty important to get that foundation under you.
All right, thank you. That was Christina Cantrell and Todd Alberts with Indiana State University.
Thank you, Christina and Todd. It is great seeing what ISU is offering for their students in the field of STEM, as well as many other things. Next, we have Marzell Brown from Rockwell Automation, talking about how to get a job in his field, as well as what he's looking forward to.
I'm here with Marzell Rockwell with Global Academic Organization. Could you tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing here?
Yeah, so Marzell Brown from over at Rockwell Automation. What we do is, I sit in what we call a Global Academic Organization, and that is making sure we get educational solutions out to our schools, whether that's K-12, tech colleges, four-year institutions, and making sure that those students have the most current technology, and advanced manufacturing. That's what we do.
Right on. For anyone interested in getting into this career for themselves, what would you recommend they do?
So be inquisitive, a thinker. Anybody who want to know how things are made, how to take them apart, working with your hands, things like that. I mean, any of those are real good, hardcore skills to have. Critical thinking, problem solving, working in teams, stuff like that.
What are you excited for most today?
To have as many students interact with our technology and all the other partners and customers that have exhibits here, so that it can inspire that next generation of, engineer, technician, the whole nine. The earlier we can get them started and excited about this stuff, the better off they'll be.
Could you tell us a little bit about what you're doing at this exhibit specifically? This specific exhibit?
So this exhibit here, so we got three things going on here. In our space of advanced manufacturing, we're showing off robotics. So we have some what we call cobots from Fanuc Robotics down here, and they're showing you how to program and use those. Then we're doing some AI and AR with a comic book from PTC and the Harvard Business Review. So if you have some time, you can go back and look at a Harvard Business Review for their apps. And so there's a comic book that shows AR there. And then we're bringing our technology in with a checker game. So we don't make checker games, but all the technology behind what's going on, we want to show that off, whether that's motion, whether that's safety, talking across the internet, all that is being shown over here, visualization as well with this activity. So that's what we're doing.
You've seen their big yellow machines around town. Let's get more familiar with Caterpillar and their industry. And we are back, where now we will be joined by IT specialist Alex Colbert down at Cool Tech.
We are at Cool Tech with Brady Aldridge behind me, where we're going to be interviewing Alex Colbert. Alex, can you kind of explain what we got going on down here and just kind of showcase what we have?
Sure. So Cool Tech, we're showing off the HoloLens by Microsoft. It's an augmented reality device that's going to allow you to both see the real world and some cool things, right? So on that HoloLens, we have like a 4GT simulation. You can break it down, look at some of the internal parts. We also have something called Paint 3D, where you can paint in a 3D space. Basically, it allows you to kind of get a deeper understanding. We also have behind us a welding simulator, which goes even further in depth, but just to kind of show off some cool technology for the kids.
And going with the kids, what can the kids kind of expect coming into here, and how can it affect their future careers in STEM?
Sure. So I think the biggest thing we want to get for the kids is to have an understanding of this is technology right now, and if you have an interest in this technology and either building this out for the future or utilizing it in a job for the future, this is just the infancy, so you can be a part of what that future comes to.
And how did you kind of get into what we have, the technology part of STEM?
Sure. So, right, this is very similar to when I was younger, but I was always kind of interested in computers and technology. So growing up with that and kind of tinkering around with what I had at home and researching it, and then following through with that in high school and college landed me where I am right now.
And what piece of advice can you give to the kids that are coming in today trying to find future careers, but also trying to just find something that interests them?
Sure. So I think it's important to follow what's interesting to you, right? You're still at a very young part of your life, and you can make pivots if you need. So if you have something that you want to try, I really implore you to go out and try it.
All right, that was Cool Tech with Brady Aldridge and Alex Colbert. Back to you.
Thank you, Michael and Alex. It is really fascinating being able to see current technology that not many may know about, as well as upcoming in development technology. Next up, we'll be joined by equipment engineer Ben Bauer at the welding simulator.
We are here at the welding simulator with Ben Bauer. Could you kind of explain what you're showcasing here?
Yeah, so this is a welding simulator, and what it allows a person to do is kind of learn to weld and learn the hand-eye coordination it takes for welding. The gun gives him feedback there as he's going through the motions there, and it's kind of a quick and easy way for someone to start to learn how to weld using virtual reality.
And how can kids who come in here today learn about welding and try to find future careers in the industry?
My advice would be is look for opportunities with internships and everything. If you're interested in welding and everything through a vocational school like C9 and everything, but look for internships and get your foot in the door with a company and everything where you can learn about this stuff. It also gives you the ability to see what's out there and find out what you're interested in. Also, there's a lot of programs out there. Endress and Hauser offers an apprenticeship program. A lot of ways for you to find an education and get the company to pay for it for you.
And you personally, how did you get into welding?
So the way I got into welding, I've been with the company for about 31 years now, and the way I got into it was I started out with an apprenticeship program out of C9. I actually went into electronics first, and basically I did 4 years of night classes, and Endress and Hauser paid for my education, and here I am 30 years later, and I'm an engineer for the company.
All right, thank you. That was a welding simulator with Ben Bauer. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Michael and Ben. Next up, Cameron Walters from Cummins and his involvement in CCEF. Afterwards, a short message from Cummins.
Hi, my name is Noah Bales, and today I'm talking with Cameron Walters. Yeah, all right. Cameron, can you tell us how you're helping the CCEF today?
Sure. So I'm here this year representing Cummins, Inc. Out of Columbus, Indiana, and I've been leading the effort from the Cummins side to pull a cross-functional group of folks together to come represent not only Cummins, but also just STEM careers and ways that kids can get involved in those at a little bit earlier age.
Nice. And speaking of Cummings, how they help CCEF today and the organization, how is they help?
So Cummins is here helping because we have a lot of kids that we've talked to already who are interested in perhaps becoming an engineer or maybe a field service technician or something more hands-on. We've also talked to some kids who are into electronics and things like that. At Cummins, we offer a little bit of everything. As you may or may not know, we produce engines, but everything that goes into those engines could be any one of those other items, electronics, hands-on field service, things like that. So
nice. And that's good, right?
In this shifting, driven world, the one thing you can be sure of is change. It's tough to stay ahead, but that's okay, just as long as you always know who to count on. We are Cummins. We create the power solutions people depend on. It's what we've done for more than 100 years. Sure, all that history makes us proud, but the future pulls us forward. However good we are today, we know the best is yet to come. Our business is endlessly shaped by our customers. What they need defines us. And what they say makes us stronger. Who are they? Everybody. But whether their challenges are personal or global, we do everything in our power to solve them. Because no matter where you're headed, we've got your back. And we're with you all the way. And we never forget how our actions impact the people and the world around us. So whenever there are choices, we make sure we do the right thing. This is what we do to power a more prosperous world. And that is never going to change. That's why we're always trusted, always innovating, always customer-driven, always responsible. For a world that's always on.
Great message from Cummins. Next, you can expect to find cross-functional leader Stephanie Spillman from Honda talking about her job and the roles that STEM plays within.
I'm here with Stephanie Spillman, the morale cross-functional leader for Honda Indiana Auto. Could you tell us a little bit about what you're doing here today?
Yeah, today we're just sharing some of the great things that Honda is doing and the job opportunities that we have with the local community.
Right on. If anyone was interested in getting into your career, what would you recommend for them to do?
The main thing that I always recommend to all students that I talk to is the first step is just really working hard and identifying what you want to do, and then taking advantage of all the resources that you have to get to that point.
Yeah. What would be an example of some resources that you could use to get into that position?
First of all, just to be employable, learn how to come to work and be on time and all those things. But your parents, teachers, all those people are great resources to help you navigate the next steps of your career path.
Right on. What would you say you're most excited for to do here today?
I'd say really just talking to the kids and seeing their excitement on what they want to do next is a lot of fun.
What would be an example of some things you discussed at this exhibit to kids walking by?
What we're really talking about a lot is what jobs we have available, and then also some of the degrees that are required to get those jobs.
Right on. That was Stephanie Spillman. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. Next, a quick message from Honda Indiana Auto.
If you want a career where you'll always learn and grow, a career that's on the forefront of technology, and a career where you can dream, create, and achieve, it's manufacturing. Today you had a chance to take a plant tour and become a virtual welder or painter. You had a chance to learn about different career opportunities and the connection between STEM and the practical application in a manufacturing career.
Diversity is great, and diversity of thought makes us even better.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
What would you say a normal workday is like for you?
What kept you motivated?
I knew I wanted to be an engineer. I had a goal, I had a dream, and I wanted to pursue it.
Know that companies like Honda are looking for associates just like you. Leaders, people who aren't afraid to dream and work hard.
As you start on your own STEM paths, I want to remind you to never give up and know that we need you, our future scientists, mathematicians, and hopefully Honda engineers, to make this world a better place.
We're now joined by Zach Brodnick, a WCHS grad who during his senior year was an intern here at Endress Hauser, now studying at IUPUI for business. What is it that you're studying?
Finance.
Studying business finance. What has it been like switching from high school to college, having the experience here at Endress Hauser?
Well, the experience here has definitely been good because with business already, we're learning a lot about professionality as well as employability skills because I'm going through the Kelly program. They're really good about that. So I was lucky enough to be able to have on-the-job kind of training with that because this is a very professional place of work. Even as an intern, there were still high levels expected out of me with the jobs that I performed and with the meetings I attended and set.
From my understanding, your senior year, you were tasked with helping to put together the CCEF program event. What was that like? What went into it? How was it overall?
Well, it was actually my first time ever meeting my boss. We had talked about wanting to do something with a live broadcast and the Community Career and Education Forum. So I was a part of the radio and TV program in high school with Mr. Corley. And I was lucky enough to be able to know him and to be able to reach out with him and ask if he wanted to do this. So the process of it wasn't that bad. A lot of it was on Mr. Corley and Michael. So, yeah.
So would you say that being at Endress Hauser involved with STEM, which is what we're here learning about today, how would that affect one who is going into business management, business finance like you are?
Yeah, even in business, there's definitely a lot with not really the science side, but the math side, especially with finance. I'm doing a lot with numbers, a lot with people's money. And so being able to just be here at Endress, working completely with STEM, going into business, it's going to help me a lot with the math.
My name is Brandon Harvey, joined by Zach Brodnick. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In Switzerland, we have a sense of tradition and we foster a passion for technology. At Endress and Hauser, we combine both. We, the people for process automation. We began as pioneers in the field of electronic sensor technology in 1953. Since then, we have become one of the world's leading providers of process and laboratory measurement technology, automation solutions, and services. As a family-owned company, we have a special culture that continues to shape everything we do. Strong values and principles make us a reliable partner. This one-time startup has long been a global player. Our sales and production network spans the entire globe. Wherever you are, we are not far away. Each year, we deliver more than 2 million sensors and systems. But we are not a mass producer. Nearly every instrument is unique, completely tailored to the needs of the specific application. Our customers know that our measurement technology is backed by decades of experience and the latest technologies. That's what our name stands for. More than 100,000 customers around the world place their trust in us. They know they can always rely on us. We speak their language and understand what matters in their industry. With this expertise, we support our customers in the lab as well as in production, and we guide them on the road to a digitalized future. Our world is process technology. With our products, solutions, and services, our customers gain valuable information from their plants and applications. As a result, we help to make industrial processes safe, reliable, environmentally friendly, and efficient. That benefits people and protects our world. In everything we do, we share a common goal with our customers to sustainably improve their processes. Every day, everywhere. We, the people for process automation.
Great message from Endress and Hauser. Next up, we'll be joined by Gregory Mello from the National Weather Service, talking about STEM's applications within weather. We apologize for the small audio error that we had there. Instead, we'll be going to the forensics lab where Alex Talley will be telling us about STEM's applications within manufacturing and technology and how they help with solving crime.
So as Riley Parcel was saying, it's going to be, we're joined by Riley Parcel from Codebusters, a rotational engineer who is cross-trained to be able to do as many to learn as much as possible. Okay. Importance of, what was it? Really?
We are back. We will be reconducting those interviews to get the audio issues solved. Instead, we will be going to Riley Parcel, a rotational engineer from Codebusters, who is talking about the importance of coding and STEM.
Hi, I'm Noah Bales, and today here with me is Riley Parcel. What can you tell us about Codebusters?
So Codebusters is an activity at CCEF where we can teach the participants about coding. We have some activities with Arduino Unos, things that include LEDs and ultrasonic sensors. We also have Spiral Bolts, which are these robots that you can drive around and also practice block coding and to control them.
Yep. And speaking of coding, what can you tell us about that goes into moving the robots and stuff?
So for moving them, we have some block coding options. So we can start with teaching the participants about how to code before it gets to a little bit more advanced, where they can look at the Arduino Uno. So they can start with those basics and really dive into what it might mean to be an electrical engineer or computer engineer, computer scientist, things like that.
Nice. And how is Codebusters help with CCEF today?
Yep, so it's going to be teaching, like I said, about coding and starting with that engineering part of STEM, seeing what kind of career paths that the participants and kids might start to look into.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
We're back from our short break. Now we'll be joined by Gregory Mello from the National Weather Service, where he'll be talking about STEM's application within weather.
We are here with Gregory Mello with the National Weather Service. Could you kind of explain what we have going on right here?
Yeah, so we have a bunch of different little charts here explaining, different things about the weather. We have a cloud chart. We have some fun activities for the kids for weather experiments. And we have a Van de Graaff over here. Kind of just produces electricity. You can see some of the kids are messing around with that. It's a lot of fun. And then we have a tornado machine on the left of that as well. It's a fun little tornado machine. The kids love that as well. Those are a lot of fun. But yeah, we mainly just try to attract the kids with the little fun experiments and then talk to them about the weather and kind of what we do every day on our job.
And when people think about weather, they usually think about like the meteorologist side on the news. But can you explain how you kind of got into more of the sciencey side with the National Weather Service and not being on the news?
Yeah, so a lot of people get confused about the National Weather Service. They think that we're on the news, like most broadcast meteorologists and different news stations out there. But we do a completely different job than those on TV. And the main way that I got into it was really in college. When growing up, I was always a fan of the weather, and I saw people on TV, on the Weather Channel, and I thought that's all there was in meteorology. But then I learned about the National Weather Service in college. I learned through my professors, and the main thing that the National Weather Service does is they issue hazardous watches and warnings for any time there's bad weather coming through. For example, like tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and then winter storm warnings. And there's a bunch of other warnings that we issue as well. And, I just can't think of off the top of my head, but that's the main thing we issue is watches and warnings. We try to protect the public and also their property. But that's the main thing we do. We're not on TV. We're kind of behind the scenes. But then we also work with people on TV. For example, if there's a big severe weather event going on, they don't have time to look at radar and really interrogate the storms and know what's going on. So we're there to help them out. For example, if a storm is weakening and it looks like a tornado is dissipating, or maybe if a tornado is strengthening and is heading toward a town that's really populated, we're in contact with them. We're messaging them to let them know because they don't have time to look at that. They're worried about messaging the public and letting them know what's going on. So.
And how can you encourage the kids walking through here to look more into the science side of weather and not the broadcasting side, trying to look more into like the fun things here instead of talking on TV?
Yeah, it's kind of hard because we're behind the scenes. We're not on TV. Mainly what the kids see is the broadcast meteorologist. But that's why we come and do outreach. We come out here and we do fun events like this so we can teach the kids what the National Weather Service is because not a lot of people know who we are. So that's why we're out here just doing fun little experiments with the tornado machine, the Van de Graaff. And the main way that I would advise them if they want to get into weather and just keep in touch with it is, watch the news when they're doing the weather. Try to learn a little bit from them. I learned a lot watching the Weather Channel and people on news. I learned so much from them. So you can do that. You can come, do fun experiments like this. Come check us out whenever we're doing outreach. And that's the main way. Just keep in touch. We have a lot of fun websites as well that you can keep in contact with if you want to look up the National Weather Service. We have a bunch of programs, national programs as well on websites if you want to check that out.
That was Greg Mello with the National Weather Service. Back to you.
I'd like to thank Endress Hauser, their sponsor. We are back, and for the final interview of the night, we have Alex Talley from the Johnson County Sheriff's Office Forensics Lab. He'll be talking about STEM's applications within manufacturing and technology and how it helps with crime solving.
Hi, my name is Noah Bales. Today I'm here with Alex Talley. So Alex, what made you want to become a police officer?
Hey, I've been a police officer with the Sheriff's Office for 18 years. This will be my 19th coming up.
That is awesome. And what made you get into technology?
So I'm a crash investigator, and I investigate when automobile crashes occur. We look at roadway evidence and vehicles and find out why crashes occur. One of the techniques we use is we fly drones over the scene and take pictures, and then we stitch those pictures together to paint a really nice, accurate orthomosaic photo of the scene. And that's what kind of got me into drones, was the crash investigation side of things.
Wow, that is very interesting. And how have you been helping out with CCEF today?
I'm sorry?
How have you been helping out with CCEF today?
So I just want to reach out and show kids that and young adults and students that there are many different things that someone can do, and that policing is one of those things that's needed and important, and it can actually be fun.
Well, thank you so much.
That'll be all for tonight. Thank you to Endress Hauser, the sponsors, and the community for making this event possible. Find more information for next year's event at endress.com and search CCEF. My name is Brandon Harvey from Whiteland High School.